But
Okay.
some of these people have watched the show, and it's so crazy that they hate me now because I'm trying to get to Reed.
Method Man is only just now starting to get to know himself. At 49, the rapper turned actor and producer feels he's hitting his stride as an actor and really as an adult. He started to pivot in the 90s towards a career in Hollywood after working since 1992 with influential hip-hop collective Wu-Tang Clan, and even though he's had credits in TV series and films going back 2 decades, he's only recently felt he's earned his title as a full-fledged actor. We chat.
At what point in your very long career in entertainment did you decide that you wanted to focus on becoming an actor? What happened?
It was too many trips overseas. We were doing a lot of shows over there. The money was drying up here in the States because, we had this whole new wave of rappers coming in. The younger crowd they basically were doing their thing, and there was no room for us anymore. We kind of got pushed out. So the overseas money was working. After my 4th time overseas that year, I just said, I think I can contribute more to the game than this. I mean, I think I have way more value than just the occasional show. So when I got back, I made the conscious decision to go to LA, sleep on my manager's couch if I have to, take my acting classes, as well as hit the gym and see what happens. Totally commit myself. And I slept on her couch for about 6 weeks, I would think, about 6 weeks. Went on auditions every day, acting classes. It was a regular routine for me, but I was just showing how committed I was to doing it. When the acting bug actually hit me, it was years after my first role. It came when I did The Cobbler, and I worked with a director that was very nurturing with me. His name is Tom McCarthy. Excellent director. Not just an excellent director, but a great person. I mean, he explained things to me in a manner that made sense. Because like I said, I've been with coaches, acting classes, all of that. Read this book, read that book. I can comprehend to a certain degree, but sometimes you get lost in the words and you just stop paying attention, even as you're reading, So yeah, that was my process that I went through to get where I'm at now. And the ball's just been rolling ever since.
Ever since, it sure has been. But when you first started, especially when you went full throttle, not just playing a version of yourself, but really portraying characters, did you ever feel concerned that people were struggling to see past the celebrity of Method Man and instead, seeing Cliff Smith, the actor?
Yes, I mean, I'm going to get that. I mean, even now on Power, there's people who, hate. I mean, they love the character of Davis McLean, but they don't call him Davis McLean. They call him Method Man. I had a love scene on Power. It was Method Man did a love scene. I seen Method Man's naked butt. No, you didn't. You seen Davis McLean's naked butt, but I'll take the comment.
Right.
Even auditions, when I used to walk into auditions, I think they pretty much get it now because or else they wouldn't even call me in. But in the beginning, it kind of felt like they were just calling me in just to see if I'd show up. As fans, I'm thinking, because I would walk in and they couldn't even strip away the layers of Method Man, let alone me doing it myself. For me, it was learning who I am as an individual and how can I better myself to bring more authenticity to the characters I play. And I think it's working.
It's working, absolutely. And then some. At what point did you feel it? Did you feel like an actor yourself? I know when you caught the acting bug, but what was the role that made you walk away from that saying, all right, I'm an actor?
I think it was that moment I had with Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Deuce. I'm trying to figure out a way to ask her if we can rehearse it before I go in and do it with her. But then who am I to ask Maggie Gyllenhaal, I need to do a scene with you. We need to rehearse.
Yeah.
And out the clear blue, I get a call saying Maggie wants to go over the scene with you. And not only just go over it, but give me tips and pointers about acting as we were going through it. And when we finally did the scene, man, it was it was like doing a dance performance in a ballet, and every move was perfect. And when you stop, you know, the moment doesn't stop, and you still see the two dancers. You can see the heavy breath, but they're still in the moment. The breath, you can see the stomach moving because they're breathing hard from the performance they just did, and the audience is in awe. It's that moment of silence, and then that round of applause. That's when I knew.
I
Right.
actually halfway thought you might have said cheese from The Wire, and that's fine that cheese is not that guy, but I would love to hear you maybe talk about the significance of you bringing him to life on such really an iconic series.
For me, cheese was, I'm not going to say easy, but cheese was me just being, I was acting still, just acting, you know, I was not being or embracing that world. I knew of that world, so I knew I fit in that world as Method Man. So that was just me being Method Man up there, still too self-aware. A lot of things happened, and I tried to bring a New York thing to it, and they corrected me off top, like, nope, that's not gonna fly here. This is Baltimore. But I was so green when I was doing cheese, you know? And I thank David and Nina and the producers of that show for even giving me that look, because it taught me a lot. It taught me how to stay grounded. And that was fun also. But I'm serious. Like, I did not feel like an actor. I did not, until when I got that call back for the Deuce.
So has that been kind of maybe the guiding light, finding roles that are such a far departure from the world that first made you famous, because you really, you know, want to show all the depths and layers that you have as an actor? And if so, is that how we've arrived at Davis and Power Book?
That is exactly it. I love the way you explained that. So going through this whole process of trying to be an actor and, you know, doing these parts, of course I wanted to do all the hood movies. Of course I wanted to be the bang, bang, shoot 'em up guy. Let me be the bad guy and all that. But it wasn't challenging at all. It was like, okay, we saw him do that. Nobody was talking about it once it was done, you know, with the exception of the Adam Sandler Cobbler movie, because this was me kind of stepping outside of myself. But when I get challenged to do certain things, especially with a role like Davis McLean, it really shows people how serious, not just how serious I am about acting, but how dedicated I am to a part. The thing that really gives me confirmation that I'm doing the right thing is people in the beginning hated Tariq. Right? I mean, they hated Tariq so much that they said they're not even watching the show. But some of these people have watched the show, and it's so crazy that they hate me now because I'm trying to get Tariq. So that's a hell of a good job right there. I mean, I had people threatening, not Davis, but Method Man, threatening Method Man online that they want to hurt me and I'm a snake and a rat and all this craziness. But I knew where it was coming from. I knew they meant Davis, so it brought a smile to my face to know that people want to murder me.
Was there any trepidation with doing the spinoff series? Because I have to admit, you know, as the original series was winding down, it was like, okay, let's see how this chapter comes to a close. And then when they announced all the spinoffs, it was like, does this story still need to be told? And then they announced the cast, and I was like, okay, hold up.
I
think I'm in. I think I'm in with Method and Mary. Hold on. And then you watch it, and while it is a continuation of a story, it's found its own lane actually, and it's become its own thing. But was there a little bit of trepidation for you kind of stepping into this, maybe for those very reasons?
Well, it's always going to be there. I mean, you think to yourself, they had a hit show, and you're coming after a hit show where they kill basically the star of the show, a beloved star of the show. You know, you think to yourself, like, what am I doing? Obviously, these people know what they're doing, but can I even step into this world and fill any kind of shoes that are laid out for me in this world? And, you know, all of that goes away once you start doing the work. and you in that shooting day and everybody's smiling and they're like, wow, this was really effing good right here. Then at the end, when you're wrapped on the series and maybe you get a premiere, like a premiere episode, 1 or 2 episodes, and you actually get to see the work, then you get to relax a little bit more, throw your shoulders back and say, I think we got something here. If people give this a chance, they're going to freaking love it.
What else are you saying yes to? Like, what types of projects are you hoping that come across your desk in 2020 and beyond?
I like a lot of the independent movie stuff. You know, I feel like they aren't held down by the restraints of what's PC or what's going to sell at the box office. But I also love the big budget stuff, especially what Marvel's doing, since I'm a big comic book geek. But I just want art. I want to do a lot more artsy, fartsy stuff. Moonlight for me really sticks out. You know, that movie, you know, where a movie, it doesn't know how to end, so it just ends. Just like real life. Also definitely producing, because some of these stories that they're telling could be told way better if they were told by us.
What stories are you looking to tell as a producer?
There's a lot of these old wives' tales that we grew up on and things of that nature that people just don't get. Like, I could say a phrase in a room full of white people like, when I was young, I was afraid of water. And they would think, oh my God, he thinks he's going to drown. No. That's a phrase meaning he don't like to take showers. He don't like to take a bath. If I said that in a room full of black people, they're going to be like, okay, your ass don't like to wash. Oh, he afraid of water. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Cornbread got shot. He was just running from the stove. He was just running from the stove to beat the rain because a kid bet him $1 he couldn't beat the rain home. And a cop seen Cornbread running in the rain and suspected him of being a thief and shot and killed him. The way I felt when Cornbread got shot and when Larry Fishburne kept saying they killed Cornbread, that's how I want people to feel when they watch these movies produced by Black people. I want them to feel for Cornbread. I want them to be angry at the situation that put Cornbread in that freaking situation in the first place. So
in that regard, are you inspired by real headlines, especially headlines that we've been looking at and consuming and participating in 2020?
Yeah, but I don't like to fan the flames. I think there are some really, really smart activists out there that are speaking up for us. Tamika Mallory comes to mind. And I would rather let them speak for me, and I'll be there to back them up in any way I can. So when can we expect that first project, that first produced by Cliff Method Man Smith project? When is that going to happen? Hopefully it'll be How High 3.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep it in-house. I think the fans deserve it.
And starring into?
You're going to get Redman and Method Man. You're definitely going to get Redman and Method Man, but we're going to put a nice spin on it. It may be a gender thing. You understand? You know, the first 2 movies were guys.
That it is, yeah.
All right. So we giving jobs. We giving jobs to the better half of the species.
Coming up next, Mike Coulter.